क्या कैसे
एक 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 मिनट रुक जाओ, कुछ लोगों का ज्वाइन नहीं हो रहा है बोल रहे।
अच्छा सोनू रिजॉल्व हो क्या वो?
हाँ, एक मिनट।
ठीक है, मतलब आ जाएंगे लोग जो जो जिनका ज्वाइन नहीं हो रहा। स्टार्ट कर लेते हैं क्योंकि लेट हो रहा है देन, बिकॉज इन लोगों
हाँ
का
हाँ, कर लो।
एक्सीलेटर का भी है इसके बाद। So let's start, huh? So, hello everyone. I hope I'm audible. Welcome to this orientation for the Robotics Club at IIT Delhi. So, we are basically at this Robotics Club, a bunch of robot enthusiasts, and today we'll talk to you about the opportunities that you people as freshers in IIT Delhi can utilize. And basically, this meeting is to get you guys on track as to how you can engage with robotics in college, not only in offline semesters which you haven't seen yet, but even in online semesters. We'll tell you about the like how you can engage with stuff, and before that we'll give you a brief overview of robotics, and then we'll tell you how you can, like, even in online semester, get started with robotics. Okay, so basically today we'll have a small meet. Like this meet, basically I'll give you a small initial talk about the club, and then we'll have a small Q&A session which Gunsagar will take on the same meet, right? So, brief outline, right, just before I start talking, so that you guys have an idea about what you can expect. Firstly, like a brief note on what can be expected in robotics, and then a brief note on the club, and then what you can, as freshers, expect from the club in the near future, right? So let's get started. Some initial impressions of robots, which might be on your mind, right? So whenever, like, a person who hasn't really engaged with robotics before, they might think of robots as this way, right? They might think of very famous humanoid robots which talk, which speak, and which basically do functions like which are like very human-like in nature. But robots like actually go beyond that. You might have heard of Arduino and servo motors and stuff like that. You can see a small version of the robot being used there. You might have even like known about Arduino, and that certainly is used in robotics. So like this is some of the stuff that comes to your mind. You might have heard of Boston Dynamics, which is a very famous robotics company, engineering company, which makes pretty awesome robots. You might have seen, like, the top left figure is a robot from Boston Dynamics. You might have also thought about learned heard about robot wars. You might have them in your school days, so where you make robots and basically their only purpose is to kill the other robot. And you might have like seen robots in like pop culture famous stuff. So you might have heard about Asimov and his three laws of robotics, right? Asimov was a famous science fiction guy, so he made three laws which are basically don't a robot can't harm a human. A robot must obey the orders that uh, that the human gives the robot, and thirdly, the robot must protect himself. So there's a lot of debate as to how you can put these laws in different orders and get different outcomes. So anyway, what exactly what you can exactly think of robotics? A brief impression should be that it's a pretty interdisciplinary field of engineering, and basic aim is to replicate and substitute human actions. And the sort of famous robots that you see in the previous slides, these are basically mobile robots. So mobile robots only constitute a subset of robotics. These are basically robots that can move, and these are a very small subset of robotics. And like when you if you work in the club, you come across many more varieties and much more in terms of what you think the robot can do and what exactly you have to do in order to make the robot work. So now I'll just Hetal can start talking about robots, like what functions robots can have.
Hi everyone, I hope I'm audible. So I'll be talking about how to make a robot and maybe what's the fundamental behind their working. So the robot basically has three tasks which result in an action. First, it senses data through the sensors, and then it computes the data, which is an equivalent of thinking. And then it acts upon the data given certain parameters, which can be hard coded or can be learned by the machine. All these processes require an intersection of many fields, and making a robot usually requires information and application from fields like computer science, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, and material science engineering. Over to you, Prashant.
So basically, our purpose of telling you all of this is that it's not a that robotics is not a very one-sided thing that you just come and start doing something which is very specific to making a robot. Essentially, whatever you learn, if you guys are interested in, let's say, machine learning or artificial intelligence, that will have a component in robotics. If you guys are interested in mechanical engineering, or if you like mechanics, that will have a component in robotics in design. If you guys like electric circuits and you want to work with electronic circuits, and if you guys like sensors, right, so that will also be that can also be used in making a robot. So essentially, on one robot you will see that there are so many different fields for
Okay, I think he disconnected. I'll get back to you. Please wait for a second.
right. I hope I'm back. By time audible, right, Hetal?
Yes,
Yes, you're audible.
Cool. So basically, the point is that any sort of engineering stuff, if you're interested in, it will most definitely have a component in robotics. Even if you like thermodynamics, you can work in heat analysis of a robot. So essentially, whatever you're interested in, if it's in engineering, it's most likely being used in robotics. And basically, the accumulation of all of that is being used in automation to basically, automate society. Right. So there's a lot of let's say benefits to actually uh, engaging in with the stuff that robotics incorporates, and essentially you'll have a pretty balanced and a comprehensive view of basically all engineering fields if you work in robotics, and it's a pretty fun experience. So I'll just talk a bit about the club. I'll just keep this short, a bit about the club, that basically what we intend to do. So essentially the format of the club is that it's just a platform where if anyone who is interested in making a robot or learning about a robot can come, you can come here and basically network and team up with other students and build a robot of your choice. You can do that. You can take up a project with you can take up a sort of a project and a pet hobby of yours, say, and start making a robot. You can learn from people or who are beside you, or people who have some experience in the club, and start making your own robot. So essentially it's learning by doing and making, right, and testing. Also, another important component of the club is Robocon. So this is basically an international competition for making robots, where every year this Robocon committee, they release a problem statement, and then you have to make a robot which complies to that problem statement. And this is something the club participates in every year. So we've done quite well for some of the Robocon events, and it's an international competition with lots of phases. First, you have to get selected in India, then you go internationally. And one of the founding professors of this club was instrumental in getting this done, Professor Saha. And so essentially, this club is all about giving you the resources and contact to people who actually have technical knowledge that you can also get to start making whatever robot you want to make and have fun, basically. So these are just to get in perspective as to what some of the club past projects were. As you can see, these are some of the projects. The one on the bottom is a robotic arm that somebody made, and there's a hexabot robot that somebody made. The one in the middle is called a holonomic drive. So basically, it's a robot that can move essentially in not just the direction parallel to the wheels. The drive can make the robot move in directions which are not parallel to the wheels. And then you have a four-legged robot. So some of these are very common. You might have heard of them. You might have seen them. So for making any such a robot in the club, you'll have to you'll find a team, and then you'll start thinking on the design aspects first, on the mechanics of it first. You'll make a AutoCAD, a model that you might have made of you might have learned in MCP, and then you'll start making that. Then you'll figure out the dynamics as to what are the forces and etc. All of that you need. Then from that, you'll figure out the components. Then you go on to the coding part, to the sensors part, and figure out what sensors do I need, what electronic parts do I need, and then basically make the robot, test it out, make improvements. It's all, and keeping on reiterating it. And basically, yeah, it's a lot. This process takes some time, but it's a fun process, and you learn a lot. And this learning is not just limited to that robot. You learn a lot, as to say, if you were working in, let's say, in determining how does a robot move in terms of navigation algorithms, you might get in contact with, let's say, reinforcement learning, or you may learn a bit about machine learning or stuff like that. So yeah, it's a pretty involved process. Yeah, so now let us go through what you guys as freshers can expect from the robotics club. Yeah, and even we'll just tell you about the opportunities that there are even in the online semester for you guys. We know we've started off late, but we were configuring some opportunities that you guys can avail. So firstly, is the robotics club doable? Yes, by a big and wide margin. It's not as demanding of your time as some of the other clubs are, and essentially it's all on your interest. You can pick up a project depending on the amount of work you want to do and learn. So yeah, it's a pretty doable club. Yeah. So the first thing that we'll have for all of you is a workshop. Now this will be open for everyone. Anyone who wants to take part can do. It will be online, and you won't need to download any software or learn anything before that. It will be a completely browser-based application. We announce a date soon, so there you don't need to have any prerequisites. You just need to come with a laptop and basically just sit at your home and just see what's happening, and then do that on your own. Yeah. Most likely it will be done on a platform called Tinkercad, right? Last year, as you can see, we made a line following robot that was in offline. But yeah, once the semester goes into offline, we'll try to have an offline workshop for you guys as well. And then the important part is basically a recruitment process where like after the workshop is done, we'll have a recruitment process for you guys where you'll have to like basically fill up a questionnaire, which we'll give you a questionnaire and we'll give you time for filling that questionnaire. So you need to learn on your own as to some of the stuff that to fill that questionnaire, and then we'll have an interview, and then like we'll select a whole bunch of people, and then those guys can start working on projects with us and on the next year competitions and start learning. Right. So thank you for this. Now I'll just hand over to the mic to Gunsagar, and any questions Gunsagar will address.
Hello guys, so you can go ahead with questions if you have any.
Sir, so this workshop we'll be having the online mode. We'll just be programming some, like what will be it be about?
We will inform you about that. Basically, it won't be that hard, so you can relax for that stuff now.
And what will we do in this online till the semester is online? The what will the club do by then? Because we don't have the materials or anything.
Right. So there are like online simulations for, let's say, hardware components. Like you can you can have like online simulations for sensors and all of that. So so where basically you have to figure out the coding and the thinking part, and then run that in the simulation, and it will like give you a simulation of how, if there was an actual robot in front of you, it would move. Right. So we'll get you accumulated with all of that and start, and then we'll give out like let's say tasks for learning Arduino. So Arduino is basically a microcontroller, open source, which is like a very like it's a very lots of sort of established thing in electronics, that you like start off with Arduino because you learn a lot of learn about a lot of other things also if you like interact with Arduino, about sensors, about how to like work with circuits, about how to select electronic components for a circuit if you work with Arduino, and also you get to know about coding, because essentially in Arduino what you do, you write some code and you feed that code to the Arduino and it does exactly what you say, right, in the electric circuit. So we'll do that, and then there are online simulations where if you don't have like an actual Arduino, you can like feed the code to that online simulated Arduino and it will do exactly on an online simulated circuit. So basically, whatever like hardware components that are required, those all will be online simulated. Similarly, even in the workshop, we're thinking of using Tinkercad. It's also something that like the line following pictures of the line following robot I showed you. What it does is it will like make you you can make an online version of the line following robot. And so even if it's not in front of you, you'll still have to do the coding. You'll have to think of how to like connect the components like in the online format. So it's pretty fun. You'll get to know.
Hello, sir. Sumit this side. Sir, I have a very much detailed understanding of the Arduino, Node MCU, Raspberry Pi, ESP8266, Node RED, and other things. So, if you have questions for me, so you can
Yeah, somebody's playing music.
I
Dominate.
control it.
Yeah, Sumit, batao yaar.
Yes, so I was asking like I have a knowledge in Node MCU, Raspberry Pi, ESP8266 Node MCU, and couple of microcontroller like 8086 and 8085. So how this workshop would be helpful for me? Like how this you are
That's good.
talking.
If you have like knowledge about Node MCU and like the ESP series and let's say Raspberry Pi, that's good. In the workshop, we won't be interacting with all of this because it's more of an introductory workshop. So it's for getting people on board who don't have any experience. But I recommend you still do that workshop because you will get to know about Tinkercad. And it's also like when you like right now, as I said earlier, that you might know of Arduino and all of that, but like if you want to make a comprehensive robot, right? So there are a lot of more components. Like you have to design, like let's say if you want to make an arm, you have to design the arm and all of that. So it's a very comprehensive process. So right now you have knowledge, let's say, about one aspect, which is the electrical aspect, right? So if you attend the workshop, and then basically whatever we send, you do that. So you get a introductory idea, like a beginner's level idea on the other aspects of the robots that you have to like consider while making a whole robot.
Sir?
So like think of it like this, like stuff in the electronics level to decent level. So now you get like introductory level information about the other aspects, like the mechanical aspect, right?
Sir, what are the prerequisites to join the club, sir?
There are no prerequisites required. So it's all that you will learn as you move ahead in the club. So it will be beneficial for your means academic as well, because there are several things which you get to know in the club, and so there is no prerequisite at all. You can still means do great things without having any prior knowledge of robotics.
Sir, so sir, how do I join the club, sir? Attending that workshop will make me join the club.
No, like that's a part we will be also having an interview. So for that as well, you need to clear the same.
When will the workshop be held, and like what all events are conducted in the club, like in general institute at the institute level?
Could you please repeat your question?
Sir, I'm saying that when will this workshop be held, and other than that, what all events are conducted at the institute level in this club?
Okay, so workshop, the date is not final yet, but it will be within a week's time. So we will inform about that. And the competitions which we indulge in at the institute level are, first of all, we used to participate in TechFest IIT Bombay when we were offline. And also we used to participate in Robocon every year, which we are doing this year as well in the online SEM.
My baby, I love your voice. My baby,
And apart from this, like you get several opportunities to work under different professors. You can mail them for projects and saying that you have a pure experience in robotics club, so you get an edge over other students by means doing the projects in the club. So it's also very beneficial to you.
Right. Many members of the robotics club, they can easily take up projects under professors of, let's say, electrical or mechanical department who work in robotics. So you like basically just by saying that you're from the robotics club and are working in the robotics club, you get a lot of opportunities this way. I guess like many of us in this meeting are also working on many robotics competitions and projects. So yeah, like under professors, right? Professors usually get a lot of opportunities, like they'll get like invited for like writing papers or stuff like that, that you can also get involved with just by becoming a member of the club.
And also rest of the branches usually get an advantage, no doubt, but especially the ME1 and ME2 guys get a special edge because their courses are overlapping with the things we do at robotics club. So you will get to know about SolidWorks, Autodesk, and
But it's not as if the mechanical people only like get an edge, but like, even like in the mechanical department, the relevant courses relevant to robotics like are like pretty late, start pretty late. So it's more about what all you want to, what sort of aspect of robotics you want to explore in the club. Once you get in the club, you can like feel free to do anything, and regardless of your branch, you can participate. Like many of us are not even from mechanical or electrical or computer science. They may be from civil or from bio or like that. So it's really not, your department really doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Sir, so the procedure of joining the
Sir,
club
how
is
much time we have to dedicate for this club? Like it won't be so much time consuming now.
Right. Now that is entirely up to you. See, in robotics club, the thing is that unlike in other clubs, you don't like you won't be like maybe for Robocon you'll be working on a common goal, but other than that, you can like take up projects with other people in the robotics club according to your own interest. Then like how long you take to like how much dedication you want to give to that project is entirely up to you depending on your schedule. So that's why I included that meme कि CG नहीं टूटता robotics club में, because it's entirely dependent on how much you want to work in robotics.
Okay.
It's not some, you don't have to like show deadline key that you have to get this completed by this. There's no such pressure. It's entirely up to you that how long you want to take and like get what basically how technically intensive you want to go into making the robot.
Sir, does this club make only robot for such competition, or suppose any member got an idea or got a different idea to make robot on particular idea? So can he start working by making a team, or
You guys can
Yes,
definitely
you can.
let's say like if you have an idea and you want to work on it, you can definitely like team up with other people, or you can like even find other people in the robotics club you want to
like
work.
we can
And like
use the means we can use the robot's hardware from the club for that idea?
Yes,
yeah,
we allow that. You can take that, means
and
use
basically
that
like
as
the
well.
institute has decent resources in terms of let's say makerspace and all of that. Once like you go to the campus, right, once the pandemic ends and hopefully we all go back, so at that time you'll get to know that then essentially you can just walk in, get a course on 3D printing or get a course on like manufacturing stuff, and there are like a couple of like some hour-long sessions, do that, and then you can use those facilities yourself.
Okay.
I think somebody even like in our year somebody wanted to make somebody lost their earphone case, so they just went there 3D printed a new case for their earphone. So like you can do stuff like that. Matlab.
So like we can go in anytime we want and like rent the printer or something like that.
Yeah, you need to like first get like trained on that. Like for IIT Delhi students, there's training facilities there. You get trained, and then you can, once you've like sort of got licensed that now okay you are fit enough to use this, just register, like pick up a free slot whenever they are free, go there and you can start stuff.
What's the intake for this club? Like, how many students get into this club every year?
So that will depend on like the application process. We don't like have a fixed amount because we feel that it's like discriminatory, because sometimes more like it's all random, right? Some people some year may be more interested in robotics, some may be less. So depending on the applications, if your like application is good enough, then you'll most probably get in. Like for example, last year I think around 100 people got in, right? Like
And so
got selected for the process.
how do you like select? What do you check? I mean,
That will be evident when
Just
we give you the questionnaire and the interview. That will be evident. Like basically, we just want to see that like how hard you work to like fill the questionnaire, and if you have some like while filling, we don't expect you to have any prerequisite knowledge. It's just that like we'll give you the questionnaire and say let's say a few days of time for that questionnaire. Then like basically when you fill that questionnaire, you'll see that in that few days time how much you learned for filling up. Like that will be evident by the answers, right, on the questionnaire.
see what we look. Just a second. See, just we what we look for is usually the ones who can think out of the box and who can devote a good amount of time, not a great amount. Surely you will have academics as well, and who are hardworking as well. So that's why means you can. There is no need of any prerequisite, but you need to have enough enthusiasm to get into the club, and that can be easily judged. So that's why. Yeah, go ahead. Someone was speaking.
So the procedure.
Do we also participate in different inter-IIT competitions like TechFest or RoboOne?
Yeah, the two I have mentioned, the Tech Fest, we used to participate when we were offline. Every year we used to participate in that, and in Robocon as well, we are participating in the online SEM as well. Apart from that, there whenever there is a special competition which arises, then messages put on the group, and people who are interested can form their own teams, and so that actually helps to means the professor is also very much involved in such activities, and he himself gives some project opportunities on the robotics club group, so you can form teams there. So it's like that. It's not that, like, there are 100 students, so it's not like that all are getting projects. So it depends on your enthusiasm, how much you are enthusiastic to the messages, how much you are enthusiastic the projects. More the enthusiastic you are, so more there are chances that you will get the projects. So it's like that. It's not that if you are in the club and you will be given all the credit and you will have a good strong CV. It's not that. It's all how much you devote, the same you get back. In fact, the more you means the time you devote, it's a lot more which you get back. So it works in that way.
Sir, and do you have to learn any languages, special languages for doing Arduino?
See, Arduino works only on C++.
But
So
it's very like, even if you don't have like when I first learned Arduino wala language, like it's like an IDE, right? I didn't even know a single computer language, but like you can, it's very like it's very algorithmic. It's very intuitive. You can learn it easily. Like you can, if you sit with it for like an hour, right? You can do it.
yeah, actually the C++ used in Arduino is a bit different because it has a special modules of its own. So you need a different kind of coding which is not used in general in competitive coding. So the C++ is very easy, which is used in Arduino, so anyone can learn it. And also, if you move ahead later, means as you move ahead in the club, you will be using Python, which is used on Raspberry Pi or any other good quality microcontrollers. There Python and C++ both can be used, but actually since Python is too easy, so most of the people prefer that. So I personally would suggest that you should learn Python, which will help you to get better means grip on the robotics
But if
in
you want
terms
to
of
pursue a
coding as
career in robotics, C++ is always a better choice because what you currently think of Arduino as and ARPA as robotics is not the correct thing. That is a very small part. Uh, Most of robotics starts from robot operating systems, which is entirely based on C++. So it is always a better choice to go with C++ because it is a faster language and it works on at a deeper level in the system. Python is like a wrapper.
Yeah, Mesa, that's the point that no doubt you can work with robotics operating systems using Python, but since it's C++ is made at used at industrial level, so you can go. But since you are students, BTech students, and most of you might not be going for further research areas, so it's better to means I prefer to use Python only. Because see, what I think is in general that whichever company you join, they will obviously train you for 1 month. So they don't pick you up that okay, you know Arduino, okay, we will pick you up. Actually, they see how you are, how good out of box thinker you are, how is your academic background. This is the thing which you will face in fourth year. So that's why I'm just informing you in advance because this is the info I got from my seniors. So it's not that if you know C++, you can means boast off about that, or Python. If you know Python, you can boast off about that I know Python. Please take me. The company means will broadly see what means you have seen, because see, if you learn any software, that can be means learned within a month's time. I guess I don't take more time than that. So it's better to whatever you do, you should be proficient in that. So rather rather than means thinking of like just merely reading anything, so it's better to means go in depth and understand each and everything properly. Means this is for your placement time, so you don't need to think about that right now.
Any other question you have regarding the club? You can just go for it.
Dave, are you saying something? I can't hear you. Sorry.
Sir, on how to join the club, the procedure will be given in the hostel WhatsApp groups.
Yeah, we will inform you over there. And also we will put on hostel groups and the robotics club groups which are made specifically for each hostel or a group of hostels. So the message will be conveyed to you, no doubt. You won't be left out. But yeah, the thing is you need to work for the things.
Can you please tell the performance of IITD in that previous Robocon, or means if it that robotics inter IIT competitions like that?
It was 4 years back that we got a podium in TechFest. Our Cosmo Lunch, there is a competition in TechFest. We got a podium in that 4 years back. Since then, we have
And I
not
think one
been
year we
able to.
got like best in design in Robocon, and this year we got like a this year the Robocon process was like got sort of stuck between because of the pandemic. But the round that happened, for that we got like a perfect score in the design and like the uh, uh, basically the model for the robot. We got a perfect score in that. So it varies from like year to year. Some years are good, some are bad.
Okay.
Right. Any more questions? Matlab, feel free to speak. It's a very informal session, as you might have like noticed, Abitak. So, matlab, like whatever you want to like ask.
Do you guys means also invite some other masters or like that to give a speech or take workshop?
Yeah. We're thinking of that. So essentially, the thing was that we couldn't start because of the online, right? So there were like few constraints that we had because our previous Rubicon work was sort of stuck, and we were very invested in that. So now that like basically this like semester is online or offline, accordingly, like we're getting clarity. So we're trying that we can like how the best of workshops can be conducted for you guys. So we're seeing that. And like basically what you can also expect we like let's say in a month or two like basically sort of a you can say a repository of good resources that you can start for different aspects of robotics because essentially like I am a second year student, so like I am just like a few months ahead of you in this robotics journey, right? So it's not that all of us have like some insane amount of robotics knowledge. We are also learning as you guys are learning. So we'll put up like the resources list which you can go through for different aspects. If you're interested in, let's say, electronics, you can look at that. If you want to learn the mechanics of the robot, you can learn that first. If you want to see computer vision, you can learn that first. If you want to see the robot operating software, you can look at that. So we'll put up a repository of resources. I think we already have done that for like for past years for Arduino. We'll put that up again. So yeah, we'll let you know on the hostel groups whatever comes and like a repository for resources. That so that like even if the online it's an online time and let's say you don't have the opportunity to make a report for quite a long time, make a physical report, you can at least get started with the learning of for making robots right in the first place.
Okay, thank you, sir.
How much time does one have to devote in talk about per day?
Right. Any
See,
questions?
it's
Yeah.
generally, actually, Adil has asked one question. Actually, it's just that whenever the competition is around, we work more before that. Being IITians, we study one night before, and so same is the case in robotics club. We usually get more active 1 month before, or depending on the amount of workload we have. Rest of the time, it's just your independent work which you do in the club and the independent projects which you can work with. So generally, it's a bit more hectic around the time of competition, because then you have to get serious and work on a full-fledged project. Otherwise, there is not much like you are missing your minors, you are missing your quizzes. It's not like that, because the seniors are also having their exams, so we take care that none of us are affected. So no need to worry about the time clashes or the workload. It's moderate, it's tolerable.
One more thing. That this club also conduct competition in that inter-hostel competition, like that means at our institute level only for IITD, like that.
We have not organized any competitions as of now, but we are planning to organize competitions among the freshers when the institute reopens. That's the plan as of now, and we are also thinking about calling some specialists and people from like so, like professors from IITD and other people who are more into this field to discuss their thoughts and experiences about the same.
Okay.
Sir, meeting recording link, can you give that? One of my friend missed the meeting.
Yeah, cool. We'll send the recording link. Don't worry.
Sir, and in some competition, different people are assigned for a specific task only, like one set of a set of
See,
people
that
have been
all
assigned
depends
for
on like
design.
your interest, right? Yeah, that if you let's say if you are particularly adept in computer vision, so you will be giving the sensing stuff. So it all depends on your interest. Like for example, this year's Robocon, we just started on the basis of our interest, and we divided ourselves into team on basis of that and started. It's not a cutthroat competition that you एक ही बंदा ML एक ही बंदा कंप्यूटर विजन पे काम कर रहा है, एक ही इंसान इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स पे काम कर रहा है. It's not like that. So whatever you're interested in, you get that. It's basically because you want to learn, right? That's the aim. So it's not a very cutthroat competition for assigning stuff. Right. Are there any more questions? Else, like we can conclude. It was meant to be a short session for you guys anyway. I'll just say this: that keep in mind that you're going to have a workshop for robotics soon, and for that you'll just need a working internet connection and a laptop. That's all. So thank you everyone for attending, and then I guess we can conclude now. Thank you. Any more questions? Else we'll close the meeting. Cool. ठीक है. So like whoever started the meeting, Hetal, like please intro का बंद हो जाए.